Hello, and welcome to Easy Monday Motivation. It's your boy E, along with CT and Johnny. How are you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic, brother. How about yourself?
Can't complain. It's a beautiful Monday, but around here we have a saying, and I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. Every day
Every day is
is
Friday.
Friday, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
We need to find that sound, man. I'm telling you, we gotta
Right,
find that sound, dog.
For
I'm with
sure.
you. Yeah, we definitely we're gonna cue
I
that
love
up.
it.
We're definitely feeling good on this wonderful Monday, and we're kicking it off into October. So, welcome to a wonderful new month for us to have some new stuff going on. Now, there are some national days that I wanted to call out, but
Okay.
apparently my phone is like on like death's door today, so I didn't didn't have everything popped up like I wanted to. So, ladies and gentlemen, have to excuse me for not being all the way together. But today's National Child Health Day, as well as National Name Your Car Day. And I wanted to ask CT, what did you name your car?
She.
She. Your car's name is She.
My car's name is She. My wife and I have this conversation all the time. I've decided that she, because she has all of the new features, when I don't drive in the lane like I need to, she forces me back in with the new navigation thing.
Oh yeah.
And so the discussion I had with my wife the other day about the naming of my car, I decided not to give a specific name. I just referred to my car as She.
Okay. That's fair. That's
Mhm.
fair.
To
All right,
go
Johnny.
to say anything else might lead this conversation to a place where there's fatigue in my home, not from me. I'm just saying, just
Uh-oh.
switch past to Johnny,
Uh-oh.
so I don't get myself
Uh-oh.
in trouble on this pod today.
All right, let's not get let's not be in trouble in the first week of
No, we're gonna
October.
leave that alone.
At least, all right, Johnny. What about you? You name your car?
My daughter named my car, and she named my car Flex. Now, I do love that name, but I got to be honest. I don't really feel like my car is worthy of Flex. And I love my car.
We gotta ask
So,
the question: what kind of car is it?
Right now.
okay, so I have a Toyota.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, Toyotas do put on a nice flex because they can last like forever, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm not really. It does its purpose, but I want to floss a little bit. You know what I
Ooh.
mean? So maybe I'll wait until my next car and then I'll name her Flex too. I don't know.
so what would
Now,
you
now one
say?
should be floss.
Right,
Oh,
look,
since they were
check it.
floss, since they were floss. Okay.
If a Toyota is a flex, what car would be the floss?
I don't know yet, but when I get it,
BMW.
I'm gonna let you know.
BMW. You know it's a BMW. That's how you flossy.
But more than likely, I'll probably just get another Toyota.
Okay, all right, never mind. It's a double flex. She just flex.
Double
She
flex.
doubled down on her flex.
Yeah, for
She's
sure.
like, flex, flex. Okay. Hey, how's it going, Siobhan? It's wonderful to have you in the pod. We welcome you. Hello, hello.
What's up,
Um the,
What's up?
so my car's name, her name is Sonia, and there's a long
Ooh.
story behind it. Needless to say, I named her after my foil and I subjugated that person. So all right, so we're gonna check in. Everything's fine. The fish tank is
And on
good,
that
too.
note,
I'm gonna go ahead and say the fish tank is good. I haven't lost no fish. Water's on good. We got nice algae bloom. I'm feeling proud. So all right. So,
need
I'm
a
glad
sound
you gave
effect
that
after
to us
that
before
one.
I had to ask you. I was
I
just like,
know.
just give it to us so that we know
I
what's
got
good.
you. I got you. The fish tank is okay. The fish is fine. Everything is copacetic right now in the fish tank.
Nice.
Good.
All right. So today's show, we wanted to play around with the concept of motivational fatigue. But before we do that, I got a video that I wanted to play, and I want to get your guys' input on it, and just kind of like because we're trying to change the perception of Monday. But let's go ahead and run it, Cam. Run the video. Is that what Monday does to people? It looks like Monday be giving people the business. So if that's how your Mondays are going, come see us, okay? Because like we gonna try to get you all together, and we ain't gonna let Monday beat you up. Okay.
No. You know what though? I feel like Mondays get such a bad rap. I don't think Mondays are really even bad. You're coming off the weekend. Maybe you got a little rest over the weekend, maybe. And Mondays go by really fast to me.
Yeah,
So
they do.
I think Mondays get a bad rap, y'all.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like Johnny has fully embraced the idea that every day is Friday.
Every day is Friday. There we go. Okay.
Yes.
I'm with it.
Another one. All right, so we have converted another one. It is so wonderful to have you on board. Right, yeah. What up, Rome? How's it going, Rome the chef? We had a wonderful. Yeah, we had a wonderful show last night. Shout out to Rome. All right, hey, how you doing, Miss Thompson? How you doing, Miss Thompson in the house? Miss Thompson in the house. We're gonna go out there. All right, so we're gonna jump into please, like behave. All right, so we're gonna jump into our topic today. And what I wanted to do is like just again, we're gonna play. Today is gonna be a little bit different because I want to play a game with you guys. And typically, it's about just throwing it out there, getting you guys' feedback. Today is more of a game. I want you to say happy or sad, right? So, Johnny, I'm coming to you, Johnny, first. Somebody that you have tried your best to get promoted, to flourish in their environment, they fail. Does that make you happy? Does that make you sad?
Do I have to say happy or sad?
You only got two choices. Only up or down here. We're only up or down right now.
Okay, sad.
Okay, all right, CT, brand new whip. She is about to be traded in, and you find out that there's a new she, and all you got to do is give old she all the love and all the motivation to be as good as she could be before you transition. Would that make you happy to help somebody transition on away from you, or would it make you sad?
Oh, happy.
It would make you happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can see in both examples, you could be either or, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could be happy about one thing, you can be sad about another.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wanted to give that is because, like, I think when it comes to motivation, sometimes motivation can drain you and make you a little sad. Yeah. And I think that stems from constantly trying to motivate yourself and those around you. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, you run dry and you run into what we're calling motivational fatigue.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask, and I'm going to kick it over to you first, CT, today. Have you ever experienced emotional fatigue? And if so, what did you do?
I think this week is an interesting one because the two words, and again, words matter to me, and the concept of fatigue and then the idea of emotion being connected and attached to that, because, some people would suggest that I'm a passionate person. And when I bring my passion to anything, I'm exuding or I'm expending lots of energy. I'm expending lots of who I am. And emotionally, because I give everything to everything I do, then I'm emptying my emotional tank, which can create fatigue within me. And so sometimes it's one of the toughest things because I care so deeply about people, right? And so I want to be able to give myself fully to them in whatever it is that I'm doing. And I sometimes find myself really drained. And so not that we get the solution in this first part of the conversation, but to the extent that fatigue can happen in emotional ways because I care deeply. And because I care deeply, I give myself fully to the thing that I'm doing. And when I do that, I can find myself drained at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Johnny, I'm going to come over to you. What about you? Have you experienced it? Let me go ahead and check in. So, hello, Leslie. Hello. Thank you so much. Hello, Sinetra. Hello. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in. Wonderful to have all of the wonderful folks tuning in. Johnny, I want to jump over to you and get yours. Have you ever experienced motivational fatigue? And if so, what did you do?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So kind of carrying on what CT was talking about, it's like when you are a person who is in service to others, right? Whether it's your family or at work or your community or whatever it is, you can find yourself giving so much of yourself to others that there's very little left for yourself.
Yeah.
And so I think, first of all, we're just recognizing those signs of when you are experiencing that emotional fatigue, recognizing what your triggers are, what your signs are, and then finally getting some rest, which is so hard to do, I was sick all weekend, y'all. And it's so interesting. You can still hear it a little bit, but it's so interesting when your body forces you to sit down, right? Where your body has to say, sit down, stop what you're doing, stop saying yes, stop doing all of the things, right? And I think it's the same thing with motivational fatigue. So absolutely, I've experienced it because you just give so much of yourself to everyone, and you have to remember to take care of yourself first.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. If there was one thing that you could tell somebody who was running low on energy and they were about to tap out from the motivational fatigue, what is the one thing you would say? And I'm coming to you first, CT.
What's the one thing I would tell them?
Yeah, the one thing, like you're watching the Energizer Bunny just start to boom.
Just one thing.
Yeah, he running low, but yeah, you got one thing. Like you already know how we do. This is the 8 Mile. You got one chance. What you tell him?
Knees weak. No, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna go straight Eminem on y'all, like I was. Go Eminem on y'all. I was waiting. Lose yourself all over.
Oh, please do.
You got to lose yourself. Like, and the thing about the lose yourself is this idea that like you've given, like you've been doing, you've gone, and it's like now I've got nothing left, right? But the message for me in that really has more to do with when you lose yourself, there's something to be gained in that. I'm not gonna get into what we want to get to, but I'm feeling like inspired to get to grandma now. We're not at grandma yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I would tell somebody, in that moment, it's one of these moments where you got to lose yourself.
Right. Right. Let me read this comment. I feel like this is me at times at work. I give so much to my staff and try to make sure everyone is on point, laughing, energized, and ready to go. At times, don't feel motivated myself. And that's a lot of us. That's a lot of us where we're carrying the weight of the world because we are the light to the people around us and we inspire them. Like I know for a fact, me, myself, right? Like there's not a person that works with me that is not happy when they work with me because I cannot work in a depressing environment. I cannot work in a environment that does not foster productivity, positivity, high frequency energy, and just the joy of being able to work and collaborate with people. If I don't feel that, it's really hard for me to work. So I know that when I come to work, a lot of times I am that source of motivation for people. And while nobody's pouring in my cup and I'm steadily draining, they're doing pretty good. So yes, Rome, I definitely can understand that. Yep. So Johnny, if you had one thing that you could tell somebody to let them, when you see them at that point, what would you tell them?
Gosh, it's so hard to do one thing. You keep giving us all these rules today, E.
Yeah, okay. I have to.
Boundaries. I know he's setting boundaries and I don't like it. I have a list of things I want to give. No, I'm thinking, you know what? I really think it's about making rest a daily practice.
Yeah.
Make it a daily practice. So we're doing all the things until we're so tired, until we just collapse and we can't do no more, right? Yeah. So we're just completely empty. But what if the secret is just one that is not really a secret, but what if the secret is just that it's a daily practice to make sure that you are spending time to pour into yourself?
Yeah.
Whatever that may be, right? Yeah. Whether it's quiet time, family time, movie time, cooking, whatever it may be, but make it a daily practice so that it's not like you're completely drained until you just can't give anything else for days at a time. Instead, you are rejuvenated to keep going the next day.
Yeah. And you say something very vital to this process. Like you have to re-energize. Yeah. And the fun thing about people is a lot of times they don't know what type of fuel that they need. Ooh. Right? Like, and I think that's the thing that we miss out on. So the one part about motivational fatigue that I want to key in on is knowing your fuel type, right? So as much as we can run ourselves ragged and all of this, what feeds you? If you are not really focusing on what feeds you, that allows for you to energize yourself to continue to be motivated, and you're not getting a steady diet of it, or steady intake of, or influx, whatever, or injection of it, then of course you're going to run out. So I think it's really about balancing your intake of your fuel source and your output. Like, so ultimately, for all of those people who are very motivational, to your point, Johnny, every day they're probably having to go fuel up. And if the thing that motivates them is podcast or reading or something, they're doing that every day so that they can meet that quota, so that they can go out and perform in the world the way that, they would want to. So I definitely think that knowing your fuel is also a very key point to that as well. Chris, CT, did you have something to add to that?
Yeah. So listen, like sometimes we get confused because we don't know what kind of vehicle we are. Yeah. Right. So to the extent, since it's National Car Day, you mentioned one type of vehicle that requires premium gas.
Right.
And the cost of that gas is higher. If you put something less than what the manufacturer says you're supposed to put in there, you're going to mess up its performance, its ability to be available to do all of the things that it was designed to do. And so sometimes we got to make sure that we're conscious and cognizant of what kind of fuel we are putting in. Because if I'm a premium vehiul running around here, and Johnny, you premium, E, you premium, right? But you go in there and putting unleaded in there, you're not going to perform the way you need to. So we got to be really conscious of this idea that we've got to know that we require premium fuel.
Love that. Yeah.
And sometimes we've got to be in a position where we put the right kinds of people in our path and in our lives, so that when they're pouring into us, if we find ourselves drained and fatigued, maybe the wrong kind of people are sitting in the spaces that we're sitting in, and they're pouring into us regular fuel when I need something premium, which is why this podcast is energy to me, because y'all pour into me in a premium way every time we get on this call.
Oh man, come on with it. Oh, look, hey, we about to don't get me going today. About to get it going. So, but I know you're speaking to a key point. It's like it is about who you're willing. Well, it is about who you have around, right? Like who is feeding you, and are they meeting your needs? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they really focused on those needs? Because like a lot of times, to your point, it takes time to learn what type of vehicle you are. Yeah. And then on top of that, you got to clean all that bad fuel out before you can really get it to going. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the tune up. You got to do the work on yourself, but you also got to make sure that you're getting the right fuel. So that's very, very key. And I wanted to call that out. And I love that, CT, that you went on. John, did you have anything on there?
Yeah, because last week I mentioned that you could probably ask us almost any question, especially around this topic of motivation. And one of the answers would be having that strong support system, having that strong circle around you, right? And and we're coming right back to it. We're coming right back to it. And one of the reasons why we become fatigued or get exhausted is because we're not relying on that support system. And it's not always about them pouring into us, because we have certain people for that as well, right? Just like CT was saying, but it's also about leaning on them and trusting them to do whatever the thing is, to do the work as well. You don't have to do everything. Sure. I will never forget, it was a few years ago, and I was fussing around the house with my husband. You know how we can get sometimes. And so I'm fussing, like, I did this and I did that, and nobody did this and nobody did that. And he just stopped and said, well, nobody asked you to do it. I was like, oh. But it was like a light bulb went off. It was like literally nobody asked me to do it. I was doing stuff because I thought it needed to be done. And here I am. And I was only fussing because why? I was tired. I was exhausted. Right?
Yeah.
I reached that level of fatigue, and I was doing things that no one asked me to do and resenting everyone else. So rely on other people and trust the folks around you, like lean on their skills and their talents and their abilities. And even if they're not so great at some things, still, like I'm thinking about my children, right? And I'll ask them to clean or do whatever. I mean, it may not be the way I would do it, but so what, right? It's our home. It's done. Let it go. So rely on those people around you.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's definitely good. All right. So I feel like we kind of We had a lot of good conversation on fatigue today, and I wanted to bring that up because I thought it was fun. We've been doing this for a while, and it's one of the aspects of what we're doing that we have to deal with too. And you want to call it out, like guys, like we're coming on here, we got to come up with content, we got to stay sharp, we got to be ready for you guys, and we can get tired, and it is about us being able to power through that to stay a motivational source for people. And in doing so, you got to deal with the complexity of it. So, gotta love it all to death. Now, you already know where we at real quick. All right, so hold up. Okay, so okay. It is that time to say, what would grandma do? So, CT, go ahead and describe us, bring it on in.
So, since I'm in this vein, I'm feeling some kind of way this afternoon. I had an original thought, right, around what grandma would do. And those of you who have been able to be participants to ride with us in this journey, you understand I have this beautiful and amazing 97-year-old grandma. And whenever she would send us inspiration or birthday messages, she would make our names into acronyms. And so the section really is about the acronyms and how do we lift and think about motivation through the conversation that we're having. And so today, our word is fatigue. Mm-hmm. And here's the question that I want to pose. It's like, what might be causing you fatigue? I believe there was a song that went a little something like, friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on, friends. And maybe the friends, that's the F, that you have in your life are causing you fatigue because they are not providing you what it is that you need. And the A is you still have them in your life because you're afraid to have them around. Because the last time you asked them for help, the help that they gave you was something that helped them, and it wasn't something that helped you, which created more fatigue. Thank you, friends. We appreciate you being there. Now, the thing that we've got to make sure that we remember is that if we have friends that are causing us fatigue because we are afraid to ask them to help us, and when they help us, they mess up, we have to do T well. We got to tell ourselves the truth. They ain't supposed to be there. They ain't no good. They're draining. They are unleaded fuel, and I'm needing to drink. So the story I tell myself about the friends that I have in my life, because I'm afraid to actually tell them the truth, I've got to give myself permission to be like, wait a minute, because I'm not telling myself the truth, the impact is not to them, it's to me, which is then creating the fatigue that I have because I'm drained, E. And if I'm drained, it gives me this idea that I don't now have the energy to give myself grace. And if I don't give myself grace in the moments when I really need it, those people who are in my life, those friends who I have in my space might limit my ability to make sure that I can maneuver in the things that I need to do. So if I'm going to be able to give myself grace, you know what I got to do? I got to get ugly.
Gotta get ugly.
I got to get ugly. You know why I got to get ugly? Because I got to have some exits. There got to be some peoples in my life that I've got to exit, because if they're taking too much from me, it's limiting my ability to be what I need to be in the spaces I'm supposed to be, which then means I'm not giving myself grace because I'm not having the impact that I necessarily need to have in the spaces I'm in because I'm lying to myself. And if I'm lying to myself, I don't have the energy that I need. And so what's critical, what's important is that as I'm thinking about why I have fatigue, it's because there's these friends that are in my life that shouldn't be there, that I need to be able to say, you know what, you've got to go. And when I exit them from my life, you know what I get to do? I get my energy back. And when my energy is back, the world isn't as ugly as that needed to be, right? And then when I have to go into the environments that I go into to make sure I'm helping the people that I need to help, I've got the energy because I did the ugly stuff, and that ugly stuff reminded me that I needed to give myself grace, and that grace that I've given myself allows me to impact the world in an amazing way because I told myself the truth, because I'm not afraid to get rid of some of those friends.
All right.
Thank you, Grandma.
All right. So fatigue. Okay. All right.
I'm not tired anymore. I'm not tired anymore.
I'm going to go. I got my button on.
It's quiet. Hold on. Let me do it. Let me do it. There it is.
Thank you very much. I don't know that. Yeah, my button. I turned mine down. Yeah. I turn it up. Turn it down. All right. No, that was wonderful. I definitely loved it because the concept of understanding, like, it's not just friends, of course, but we want to focus on people that we let into our circles, who are
Yes.
closest to us, that are the energy vampires. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Oh, I'm about to get real. I'm about to get real. I'm about to get real on them. These energy vampires, these positive, pulsating, putrid people who want to come in and pilfer your positivity. That's right. I just went in.
Yes, you did.
But
You
I'm
did.
saying, like, I agree. Like, there are those people who just want to come around, and a lot of times, you know, we're more concerned about the relationships than
Yeah.
losing people who would really we benefit from not being around us. So that fear of losing connections that people do not matter. Like, we got to be honest, and then that's when you get to the T where you tell yourself the truth to be like, they don't really matter.
Ooh.
All they're doing is pulling. Like,
No.
you are 100% always taking from the communion bowl you've never put in. So we're gonna go ahead and call the energy vampires
It's hard though.
these succubi people out here who just want to take your lifeblood and high frequency and resonate real low and hold you still, right? Because that's what they do. And then they want to impact your life in a way that's so daggone negative. And then because they do that, you lose the ability to give yourself grace, and that is very important, right? Because if we don't, then we don't know that we can rest, right? We do not know that we can rest, and we can say, you know what, I'm tired of you. I'm about to get ugly. Just like Bubba Sparks said, it's time to get ugly, and we will, because we needs our energy, and I love it. So give it up again for CT bringing that fatigue on in here, laying it on down. We definitely gonna be watching out for those energy vampires, those people that don't add value to your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. There's nothing wrong with cutting the crust off your bread. Okay. And these people is crusty. We getting rid of them. They can't be here no more. Okay.
My man.
I'm just playing.
My man.
Show about that.
Let me
My
calm down.
man. Like that's a whole nother episode. I don't know what time we get off. Come
You
on.
need to tell me how to do that.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
Okay.
We got to start off by acknowledging what's draining us and acknowledging that we can be fatigued, right?
Yes.
And then the next step is to start building yourself up. So when I look at our next show, when I look at what we're gonna be doing next, is gonna be really funny anyway, because it is the opposite of it, right? So right now we're talking about motivational fatigue. Our next subject is giving yourself a good kick in the pants. Okay, it's like, all right, so we're gonna switch it and be like, oh, you're drained, but yeah, you know what? Forget being drained. It's time to get at it. Okay, so we're gonna get there. All right, so I want to go ahead and do some final thoughts, and I want to turn it over to you now. Real quick before I do this, Johnny, I have to tell everybody that you do have an alias, and I'm gonna make sure that we put it on there. It's Johnny My Liege.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Johnny My Liege.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
You know why. Queen Johnny.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll own it.
Yes,
I'll wear
Queen
it.
Johnny. I mean, literally, like, and when the first time I met her and I saw her hair, I was like, that's a crown. And I've never stopped. So, Johnny My Liege, we're going to go ahead and let you get your final thoughts in first.
I love it. Okay, so motivational fatigue. You know what I want to say to everyone, especially to our folks? We have to start taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's motivational fatigue, emotional fatigue, whatever you want to call it. We have to start taking care of ourselves, and we can't wait until it's the doctor forcing us to do so.
Yeah.
So it has to be a practice. I didn't really realize this until a few years ago, and I started practicing yoga, and I got more in touch with like my own mind, body, and soul, and that whole thing. But we have to start doing it, y'all. So please make it a daily practice. Don't wait until you laid up somewhere and somebody else and your body literally forces you to rest. Learn how to say no, making sure that you have the right circle around you. To relieve some of that stress and some of those duties, and eat right. Yeah. Because today is healthy Children's Day or something like that. So making sure that we are eating right and we are taking care of ourselves. We absolutely have to, because we have work to do.
That's right.
Yes.
And in order to do that, we have to rest.
Yes.
Yes.
Real quick, I'm reading this comment, even though I don't want to. I'm just going to be honest. And I've never turned the lights on in my house, and they don't charge me energy costs in any form. Okay. So whenever people come over Rome's house, he leaves the lights off so that they cannot take any of his energy. I see you. You are a eco-friendly energy vampire hunter. Thank you. I will call you Blade. Okay.
But I think his point is real. Like it's gonna cost you something, right? And whether it is getting rid of friends, it's gonna cost you something.
Yeah.
Like everything that you do is gonna cost you something. I want to give my final thoughts in this context, and I want to say this to you. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, I can't shut my mouth. Till the smoke clears out, and I'm high. Perhaps I'm gonna rip this till my bones collapse. Sometimes we go so hard till we collapse and we think it's okay. And the reality is we don't have to get to a place where we are fatigued by motivation. What motivates me is this idea is that I can move my legs. What motivates me is that I can move. What motivates me is that I did get up in the morning. What motivates me is that I can have myself, what they say, in my right mind. Is that they used to say? Like that motivation should be the energy that fuels anything that might cause you fatigue. Even those people who are in your life causing you stress, that's the folks that you need to step on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that last part like that. Those are the people who you need to give grace to and to love.
That was better. That was nicer.
That better? My bad. I apologize. I should have went right.
We might have to put you on another podcast for that last
somebody was motivated by that idea.
I know they were.
You got to speak to multiple people in the office.
You already know. You already know. Okay. That's beautiful.
I love it.
All right. So my final thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and thank you, Johnny, my liege. Thank you, CT. Thank you guys for another wonderful show. Thank you to all of those folks that have tuned in to support us. We 100% are so thankful and grateful for your support, for you commenting, liking, and going on this ride with us. Hey, baby girl, finally stopped by, friend. Enjoy your
mama, y'all.
Hey, mama. All right. Okay, mama. All right, ma. See, look, I done seen all y'all family here. I ain't seen one. Like, my mama will not tune into this. I done told her about it. She was over here the other day. I was like, Mom, I do a podcast on motivation. She was like, and that's good, baby. And I'm like, you gonna check it out, Mom? She was like, that's good, baby. I'm like, okay, Mom. I'm just gonna that.
She said, what's a podcast, baby?
Right.
What she did, not even though my mom is she owns more social media than I am. I'm like, she got more things than I do. All right, hey, my mom. All right, so make sure that you tune in every Monday, 8:00 for Easy Monday Motivations with Johnny, my liege, and CT and me. You know, we want to have fun with you guys. We'll probably open up the podcast to have some guests for some topics that we're gonna do later on. I know that we're gonna do a mask off episode that I think is going to be fun around Halloween. So be prepared for that. I think we're going to probably look for 2 to 3 guests so we could talk about mask off. So it's going to be very fun. So if you're interested, please reach out to us. Let us know. We'll try to get you booked. On Tuesday, you do have the Comfy Couch with Miss Siobhan. You will see me on Comfy Couch, I believe, tomorrow as a guest. So be prepared. It's going to get crazy. Wednesday, 8:00, you do have Food Talk the Foodcast with me and Jerome the Chef. My main man, Rome. We will be featuring soups, and since it's Hispanic Heritage Month still, I'm going to be making a wonderful Mexican soup. Nice. And we'll have some testers in the house, so there'll be some people to be able to give us some feedback on the food. So that's that. Thursday, we have our Just Clowning with C-Mello and Malk, the mailman. On Friday, we have the Way Past Cool podcast with my man Cam, and I forget the other guy's name, but Cam is the man. Sorry, I will remember your name because I've only watched the show a couple times, but they are getting very good. And I'm a nerd, so you know I jump in there and watch whatever they talk about anyway. But as a network, you know, the Podcast About Nothing Network, or TPAN as we're calling it, is building. We just want to make sure that you guys are aware. Please like, follow, share. We're on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Well, I do tweet on Twitter, our stuff. YouTube, and Lex G. That's my man, Lex G. Shout out to Lex G. You know, we're everywhere. We're trying to get ourselves built out. So please keep supporting. Thank you so much. And just so you know, I need everybody to just chill until the next episode. Have a good night.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.